Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Make Your Mark. I'm your host, Michael Crabio, and we are officially in the fourth quarter of the year. And it's crazy to think about, but there are 85 days left until 2026. So let that sink in for a moment. I can't believe this year has flown by that quickly, but um, having conversations in our industry. I know some of you have had your best year yet, best year ever, even in regards to the current market that we're in. And I've had conversations where there are, some of you that have had, your worst year and are struggling and potentially even reconsidering if real estate is a career path that you want to continue doing. And so my hope today is to maybe provide a little spark, maybe to change a little perspective on what you can control, and it's the marketing perspective. It's a marketing one, and so where you can just rewire your thinking, potentially think about what you need to do on a day-to-day basis, take initial action, and hopefully, if all goes well, you reap the benefit to those deposits, so that way you can start your 2026 strong. And so, before we talk about, the marketing strategies, I want to talk about the mindset first, because the truth is, your business will never outgrow the way that you think. One of the biggest and common misconceptions I see when I meet with real estate peers, whether they work with myself or the Landmark team in general, is that you know they think real estate agent and not business owner. And when you think business owner, you let me go back. When you don't think business owner, you treat marketing as an optional day-to-day task, when in reality it needs to be at the forefront of everything that you do. Um, how many of you have ever felt like you're doing everything right, but still wonder why the business isn't flowing the way that it should be? That's a rhetorical question, by the way. Just think about that. Because I've been there. I remember feeling like I mean, not too long ago, maybe about a year ago, I remember feeling that exact same way. I feel like I was doing everything right, but deep down, I was really frustrated because the results that I was contributing to everything that I was doing didn't match with the effort that I was putting in. And so what I realized is over time is that it wasn't my strategy that needed to change, it was my thinking, it was my mindset. And once I started rewiring how I thought about the marketing aspect of my business, I was more focused on doing rather than the way that I was feeling. I noticed a massive shift. I was showing more enthusiasm. I was more passionate about what I was doing and helping more people. And I also just felt really excited to show up every single day in a way that I knew others weren't. Now, something in my current life that I can relate in this season is in my fitness. Right now, I'm currently training for a marathon. I'm training for a race, and it hasn't been easy by any means. And at first, it was very painful, like not only on my body, but on my ego. I'm a very, very competitive person, and I was just extremely humbled by stepping into a sport or just an endurance in general, that just had me, not in front of the pack, but at the very back of the pack, right? I was, that slow. And just like our business, I feel like doing uncomfortable things and new things, comparison can really be the thief of joy. So I would compare myself to the other people around me, or people that have been training longer than I have, that have been in the business longer than I have. And this is not just talking about the sport, it's also referring to the business. I did that for a very long time. I was comparing myself to what others were doing and on the title and company side of things. And I know a lot of agents that do the same, right? And that's the thing that I learned. We're definitely all on different journeys. We're all in different seasons. And I knew that I couldn't expect the results right away. I had to endure the process, endure the suffering, build more reps over time, and become more disciplined. Not rely on motivation, but rely on discipline, be more consistent, and just have that unwavering faith and belief in myself and what I'm capable of doing. Um, Once I felt that shift, this is something that nobody talks about. When you feel the shift in your business and the actions that you're taking on a daily basis, you develop this confidence and certainty over time where the monotonous and the hard things like marketing gets really easier, and it's just expected to you. Your standards go up. The unnorm just becomes normal. And guess what happens when your mindset is right? When your mindset is right and you start doing all these hard things, the conversations just get better, the relationships get stronger, and your pipeline just starts to fill up again. And so that's exactly what I want to talk about today. I'm sorry for the long introduction, but I think it's really important to kind of explain a little bit of context to what I'm presenting, because what's going to happen is I'm going to give you a formula and a lot of you won't take it, you won't implement it right away, you know? And so, um, how your marketing mindset is really determines your results. And the reason why I say marketing first is because if you're marketing properly, it's going to lead to easier conversations when you're prospecting. Because we already know that prospecting is a huge part of our day to day, no matter what side of the business you lie in. But if you do marketing first, the conversations just get a lot more easier. And once you have that small mental shifts, um, you're you're going to rely on your pipeline building faster and not like an algorithm. So now, for us to understand the concept of marketing, I kind of want to just talk about a little funnel uh, that allows us to dictate where we need to be to get an escrow. And it's super simple. Um, well, it's not as simple as you may think. It's kind of long, but first and foremost is you market. Okay. When you market, it helps draw attention to you and your business. And once you have that attention, the consumer or who you're putting this message out to, it turns into awareness. They see you, they basically start to build this curiosity. That's the next step. Is the awareness turns into curiosity and they start maybe asking themselves questions or maybe are asking you questions, which leads to the conversations. And once we get into those conversations, which is potentially the prospecting or the nurturing, whether it's within your sphere of influence or whether it's, indirect marketing, it's people that you don't know, and they're just, strangers, you start building those relationships, you start building that rapport. And once you build that rapport, you already know what happens next. You build trust, and it leads to those opportunities to either work with them or to work through them, which leads ultimately to the escrows. Okay. And so I am going to share my screen here because I have a little presentation. Give me 1 second. I'm so bad at Zoom. Sorry, guys. Screen start. Come on. Okay. So that was the marketing funnel that I wanted to dive into. Um, but we're going to go ahead and talk about the 5 pillars of the marketing mindset because um, it has to start somewhere, right? It just doesn't happen right away. But the 5 pillars to marketing, the first one is belief. And before you broadcast yourself, before you put out a message, marketing doesn't start with content. It really starts with the conviction, right? If you don't believe in what you're putting out there to anyone to see, um, why should anyone else believe in the message that you're bringing, right? So your confidence is contagious, and so is your doubt. And I want to kind of talk about, can you imagine going into a doctor's office and they tell you something is wrong with you? They diagnose you and they say, hey, you know, you have 24 hours to live, but I'm not sure if you do, but I think like if everything, the way that this is put out to be, you only have 24 hours, I think. Can you imagine if a doctor ever came up to you and said that? You would just be filled with like this uncertainty, like, are you sure? I mean, you may also go get a second opinion. And that's where, even if you have answers to your business that you're uncertain about, I think it's really important to understand your value. And before you do that, but understand your value before you market, because that's going to give you that sense of belief of what you want to talk about moving forward. When you believe in your message, it really has power, and it shows your energy, your tone, your enthusiasm, and eventually it's going to show your consistency, right? Over time, that belief, when you compound those daily deposits every day, that message will get stronger, and it will feel better when you deliver it, right? And so, just like this, for example, doing calls like this still makes me nervous, but it doesn't compare to the first time when I delivered a training to a group of people. And so it's really those day-to-day reps that help determine and build up that belief. Um, People don't buy your service, they buy your certainty, and your belief system becomes your broadcasting system. Um, and when I'm talking about the marketing pillars, it has nothing to do with, it has everything to do with marketing in general, but um, this type of marketing is more reference to kind of like social media and video marketing. It could contribute to any type of marketing, right? But when it's you delivering a message and it's not on a postcard, or it's not, something through the mail, it definitely makes a difference. And so I challenge you, write down the word or feeling you want your audience or someone to associate you with. um, like, for example, it could be, Michael, I trust Michael. Michael provides solutions. Michael delivers results. And so figure out a word. Maybe it's 3 words, but that's going to help you kind of remind you, and maybe just keep it, put it on the wallpaper of your phone, because it's going to reassure you that faith and that belief in yourself. Key takeaway here: confidence is the first and most powerful marketing tool that you own, and it's 100% free, but it does take work. The second thing is to focus on the connection and not the perfection. Your business grows at the speed of the relationships that you build, and it's not based on, you trying to go viral. I mean, I know we have all these social media platforms. There's really ways to, um, you know, find success really quickly, and sometimes it takes a matter of luck. But if we really focus on building the connections and not focused on our followers or the amount of people that are in our sphere, and we just dive a little bit deeper and be more intentional, um, it will sell. And perfection doesn't sell. I challenge you, if you're someone that does do social media marketing, it's not about editing your videos to have them be perfect. It's more about perfecting the message that you have, the value that you have, and not trying to, do these beautiful videos. And also, just to kind of touch base on this as well, your quality of work and the messaging that you put out there will ultimately determine the clients that you attract. And so just remember that you also want to be relatable in a sense, but it doesn't have to be through a perfection. It just has to be through a connection, right? Um, there's a big difference when you're marketing to first-time home buyers compared to a buyer that is looking for a home in the $1 million plus, right? Different types of connection, different types of conversation. So you ultimately, part of that value is really finding who you already work with or who you'd work with best, and then just kind of dive in a little bit deeper. Uh, something that nobody talks about is filters. Don't put filters on your stuff. Sorry, ladies, just show the real you. I promise you it will go so much farther. I used to put filters on, so I'm guilty as charged, but forget the filters. Um, Stop editing yourself out of your own story. This is just a uh, context of you need to be in front of the camera. You need to showcase you because you are your brand and not the colors and the fonts and the logos that you pour into your business. Ultimately, all that can go away, but how will people remember you? And that's what that truly means. Um, the best lead source isn't an algorithm, it's consistency. I have so many people come to me and ask, hey, like, sorry, I forgot my mic is right here. How should I do this? What should I post? Like, what's the best way to do it? Um, it's the best way is just to be so consistent that you're unforgettable. Um, and that's what's really ultimately going to help you build more connections. Um, Another challenge is message five people this week. No pitch, no ask. Just provide value to them, encourage them, or genuine curiosity. Right? Just figure out, hey, how are you? I know you bought a home a year ago. How is that going? Just ask good questions. I mean, eventually that relationship will be nurtured and that connection will be fulfilled. Um, Takeaway: people might forget your posts or your marketing, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. And that's what focus on connection means. All right, be consistent. You already know this one had to be in this pillar, in the 5 pillars. You don't need a bigger following on your social media. You don't need to know more people. You don't need any of those things. I promise you, there is so much business within the people that you already know. You just need more follow through. And I said this earlier, it's like when you're trying to get more referrals, it's not about trying to find more people. It's about working through your people. And there are strategies to that. Maybe it's something I talk about another time, but it's really working through the people that already like you, trust you, and want to, work with you, or want to just be a part of the um, be a part of your growth, right? Success isn't built on one viral video, it's built on 100 small deposits of showing up. Marketing is just like training, repetition, and it builds a great reputation. 100% your reputation is everything when it comes to this business. And so um, just be consistent. That's basically what that means. Um, you don't win the market in a moment, you win it through momentum. Takeaway here is the loudest voice might get attention, but the more consistent one earns the trust and the client. Fourth pillar is to authentically authenticity truly attracts more opportunities. And I truly believe this. I've felt this myself when I started to just not really fully just post and share my uh, title and escrow and marketing tools. I started just being myself. I started just showcasing who I was, shared my family, my day to day. And that's what really attracted me to not just build more relationships, but it also brought me a lot more business. The market doesn't need another realtor, it needs you. And so you already know there's hundreds of agents that leave the industry, and then there's hundreds that come in, and you already know what that percentage looks like that ultimately uh, leave the industry within a year or so, but there's always people coming and going. And the one thing that they can't take away from you is just ultimately being yourself. Um, real estate is saturated with the same um, repetitive marketing and strategies. And so through this authenticity, excuse me, it's about finding a way to be different and be creative, right? But ultimately being yourself through it all. Um, no one else has your story. No one else has your values. No one else has your creativity. So make sure you showcase that. Um, through authenticity, a few notes I have here: show behind the scenes. What is it like for your day to day? And I'll get more into this in a little bit here. What is it like through your day to day as a realtor, or just your life in general? Share the real and raw you. I remember when I when I was first making videos, it was so bad where I would just, you know, hundreds of takes till I nailed it. But nowadays, it's just one take done. It's because it's me. It's really me, regardless of how people think my grammar is, or how my sentences may not flow the way that someone else um, may like, but it's really just who I am. And I promise you, it just relates to uh, either the consumer or people in your sphere of influence a lot better. Um, just let people fall in love with the person that's behind the camera or behind your phone, and that is yourself. Here's a mini exercise you can do. List three personal traits, stories, or experiences that separate you from the 80,000 other agents in our industry. Um, Here's a few examples. I mean, these are really bad examples, but share the type of journey that you're on with outside of real estate. Maybe it's being a father, being a mother. Um, you know, today I'm sharing that it's my second wedding anniversary, second anniversary. So I'm showcasing that with my people. Share the values that you hold, whether it's through um, through the faith that you practice in. Maybe it's through the training that you're in, whether you work out on a day to day or you're signed up for a race. I mean, these are things that all start conversations that um, that just build better connections, and it's you. Another one is like sports. People love sports. Great conversation piece with people that you don't know. I promise. um, and yeah, uh, something you can implement right away, and I notice very much so, is like when you post business, likes are so much less. There's less views, less likes. But when you post about your personal life and it's you or your family, it just gets so much love. And it's because people care about you, and that's exactly what people want to see. Takeaway: authenticity outperforms aesthetics every single time, and business. The fifth pillar is clarity. Clarity closes deals, and this is where the messaging attached to your clarity is very important, because if they know that they can trust you with the message that you're delivering and that you can deliver at the end of the day, whether you're helping a buyer, seller, or whoever, um, you're going to ultimately get more business and referrals. Confused people don't commit, clarity does. You can have the best marketing strategy in the world, but if people don't understand who you are, who you help, and what you do, they'll scroll right past you. Simplicity sells, and that's another thing. Your messaging has to be simplified. You don't have to know all the crazy real estate grammar in this industry. You don't have to talk in a certain way. Um, Simplicity is bliss in this industry, and or just the conversations around real estate. If you can really help someone that doesn't know you or someone that does know you, uh, your messaging a lot better, because real estate can be, depending on if somebody knows or has ever been through that process, can be very, very confusing for someone that is looking from the outside compared to us from looking in. And so just delivering that simple message can go a very, very long way. And it's going to convert faster than like a clever slogan does. So, framework, remember these three things, maybe write them down, and just allows you to understand your value is who do you serve, what do you help them do, and what results do you deliver. W- Uh, Landmark, our sales team just got back from a title reps only sales event basically, and one of the things that was really smart that I got out of the event last week was know your pitch, your sales pitch, or your I don't want to say your value, or I think it's value proposition. I think that's a better word to say it, but know it so good that you can perform it. One of the speakers had asked for any one of us to come and deliver it, and I almost did, but I was uncertain that I could perform it at the way that I wanted to. And so this is something where if you were called out in front of a bunch of agents and you couldn't deliver that message, um, you know, strongly, I would highly encourage you to really focus on that. That way, when the time comes, you can say it confidently and present it very well. Um, Here's an example. I help families in the West Valley sell and upgrade with clarity and with confidence or without stress. I mean, that's just a perfect example of a great, short, simplified messaging, and it's going to homeowners, right? Sell and buy. So we're targeting listings, but we're also helping on the buy side. Um, Exercise, take 2 minutes to rewrite your value add and also incorporate it or shorten it for your Instagram, LinkedIn, and just, it's your elevator pitch, and just use that framework moving forward. Takeaway, clarity isn't just about words, it's about direction. When your message is clear, your pipeline will follow. All right. So the next set of so that's the five pillar mindset, and moving into a strategy that I want to share with you today is one that you could probably do this outside of social media, but here's a formula that has helped many, many agents do very good business. It's helped a few agents um, close about 100 transactions a year, and it's all through marketing on social media, but also there's a system that follows when it comes to the prospecting, the follow through, and all these things. But here's the formula, and it's called flow. And there's another acronym for it, but I wanted to change it up because I want you guys to build a flow so that way when 2026 comes, business flows a lot smoother than expected. And so I call it the flow. And when you stay in flow, you stop forcing content and start attracting more business. It's about showing up with purpose, personality, and presence. And that's the key thing is presence, right? If you're not showing a flow, and you're not consistent enough, your presence isn't there. And that's one of the things that people, you know, the one thing that social media can do is it can help you stay omnipresent, and what that means is it makes you look like you're everywhere, and that's why when you do social media the right way, there's so much success tied to it because, um, you're basically showcasing, like, your reality TV show, you're everywhere, and, whether you're and you can, I don't wanna say manipulate, but I mean, if you're shooting videos for a new build and you're just getting, video footage so that way you can post, you can really be showcasing a buyer a home. And it just shows that you are more busier. Even if you have nothing in the pipeline, it shows that you are a lot more busier than someone that is not on social media, right? And so that's where that, um, not just that consistency, but that, um, credibility, builds up from there. The key focus here is to keep your marketing in flow, be consistent, natural, and just make it effortless. The first, the F is feature. So what you want to do when it comes to, feature is you really want to showcase your business, right? And so what does that look like? It's sharing homes, whether it's new builds or, you're out showing homes and you want to, get video footage. It's showcasing listings and, just showcasing some of the things that you're working on within your business so that way people are aware. If you scroll on TikTok, if you scroll on Instagram, you're probably aware of a lot of the agents that do home tour videos, right? They buy a drone or they hire a media company and they do a really good job at creating content that showcases the property. This is one of the prime this is like the bread and butter to some of the agents' businesses because it starts conversations. It's a great way to, prospect and to just allow people to get to know you, right? If they follow you, and this is where I'm seeing the most success right now is through Instagram and TikTok. There are a lot of agents that are closing deals on TikTok, surprisingly. The problem is sometimes it could get really messy. The Not to say that the video will go viral, but you will get a lot of interest. And so just be prepared to filter, to respond to a lot of DMs, keep track of people and all those things, but it does work. Another thing you can do is just give people a look at your current closings that you have, right? So that's a feature that you can contribute to. I'm sure you've seen closing videos with the agent attached with the buyers in it as well. Um, and that's great because it shows emotion. It allows the consumer to kind of put that perspective or allow them to be in the buyer's shoes that just close on a home. Like that can be me, and it just allows a spark in them. And so that's a great, thing that you can feature. And then behind the scenes, like I was saying earlier, doesn't always have to be about transactions, but just showcasing your day to day is huge. And just one of the greatest marketing things that you can ever do and just be very good at is be a better storyteller. How do you do that? It takes reps because I am not a great storyteller and I'm working on it. But if you can tell a story, you could build suspense, you could build, in your story, you can attract more people. And so explain what made a deal work, explain the step-by-step process of what this buyer overcame, how you met them. Hey, Jacob found me on Instagram through a property that I posted, and he came to me. He was you know, he's been a licensed contractor for a construction company for the past 2 years. He's starting a family. He needed to buy, but his credit was bad. And so I got him with the lender that provided credit report. You already know what a good story tells. And so just be good at it, deliver it. So that way people can see and feel what it's like to be in their shoes. Um, so explain what made the deal work or how you helped the client win. And a pro tip is don't just show property, show progress. People have to see that momentum so that way it can be more relatable. Um, Features, it doesn't always have to be video. I would say a good feature is posting a property pic of the day on your Instagram feed, just on a post. Draws a lot of conversations, a lot of attention. You just need to be sure uh, RESPA, you need to be sure that you put courtesy by and then the listing, who the listing is by, so that whether it's that agent or that, I think it's just the brokerage you have to put in there, and then just make sure you have your compliances in there when it comes to showcasing a property. But a great example is I had one of my agents. He posted a property, a big property, about 2 million plus, that had a very unique pool, kind of like a lazy river, and it blew up. Not to say we're not focused on viral, but he does property pics of the day consistently. This is one that just got a lot of attention, and so he had posted it, and he had two, maybe multiple professional athletes here in Arizona reach out to him, and he's showing these properties to these players because they're interested, they want to know more. And so don't undermine the value that social media can bring when you actually deliver it on a consistent basis. Okay, I took too much time on that feature portion. Lifestyle. Showcase what it's like, not just working with you, but what you do on a day-to-day basis, your personality, your habits, your values, the things that you like, your hobbies. Um, all of this realistically is just going to attract the people that like you, or that not just want to work with you, but you're going to attract your tribe doing stuff like this when you're just raw in yourself, and it just makes you so much more relatable than just real estate in general, right? um Post about fitness, family, hobbies, morning routines. That's a great one because, um, if you follow me on Instagram, I have a morning routine where I go to the gym and I always post a selfie. And actually, I encourage anyone to do this. Wherever, it doesn't have to be fitness related, but go take a picture of yourself every single day and post it, because you're going to build confidence. You're going to see yourself more, and do this with video too. Take more videos on a day-to-day basis, because you're going to get really comfortable with who you are and what you sound like and what you look like, because some people are like, oh, I hate myself on the phone and all these things, but this is going to help you build that confidence in yourself, I promise. But every morning, after I finish my workout, I take a selfie, and it's always one picture, no matter what, and then I post it. Okay, no matter if I have a red face or I just smile awkwardly, I post it to show people that I'm taking care of myself and that I show up on a day-to-day basis. Um, Post your fitness, your family, your hobbies, your morning routines, or how you unwind at the end of the day with your family, or even after closings, right? Um, these moments build emotional connection and trust faster than any market stat could ever. Pro tip: consistency is your lifestyle posts. Makes clients feel like they already know you. Oh, opportunities. Okay. What are the opportunities that I'm talking about? It's showcasing in your business or in your life what is happening now. And so this can be sharing your wins. This could be sharing your open houses, your partnerships that you build. If you're meeting with me or anyone at Landmark, show them off. Show your sphere that you have business partners, that you're not working alone, and that they have your back. These people, whether it's your lender, your title company, your uh, any vendors that you work with, show them. Show them to your people, show them to your following. It helps you build more credibility that way. And uh, highlight deals, okay? Highlight deals strategically. Don't give all the marbles. Don't give everything away. But new builds, right? We already know new builds have great opportunities. There's homes on the market that provide great incentives. All that we ask is that you find those opportunities and you get the escrow with us here at Landmark. But anyways, find those opportunities. Um, Share success stories. Of course, listings or shout outs to collaborators. This is just maybe sharing something in a post and tagging other people. Announce events or giveaways that you get people that get people involved. And every post Every and oh, sorry. End every post with a clear invitation. Sorry, I have to look at my notes because I'm forgetting some of the things that I wrote down. End every post with a clear invitation or a clear call to action. DM me for more info. DM me or call me if you want to come and see this home, or let's brainstorm and talk about a strategy so that way we can help you get into your first home. Whatever that looks like, you'll figure that out. But a call to action through these opportunities that you present is so important, and the hook that you have um, when you're presenting them. Okay. Work on those two things. The hook, because it draws them in. You have 3 to 5 seconds to really get them to stay on the video or whatever type of marketing that you're doing. And then once you have them, you can provide the value. Don't give them too much. Then you close them with a call to action. Pro tip, don't wait for people to ask. Create the opportunity for them to engage with you. Okay. And agree to disagree on that. Uh, if they ask, whether they ask or not, you shouldn't have to wait for people to come to you. You should be going to them. That's what true prospecting really is. So, what does that mean? If I'm talking about social media, it's sending a message to the people that recently followed you, just introducing yourself, sending a message to people that like your posts, sending a message to people that comment on your post, like your story. I mean, there's so many ways where you can be starting conversations. That's a little gold nugget right there. Run with it. If there's anything today that you take away, that's a good one, I promise. And then the last um, part of flow is the W, which is wisdom. This is where you just educate with the value that you have, not just the value that you bring, but also the value and knowledge that you've sharpened over the course in your career, whether it's insights, market data, um, ways like, just things that come into a deal, like, through a contingency, just whatever that value is, present it. The tips will definitely help your audience. You'll build, people will look at you as a true professional, and just encourage you to really explain in detail to people on your page what the process looks like when they're working with you, not working with the realtor, but when they're working with you. Because it's so broad when you say, when you're working with real estate, this is what you go through. It's so broad, and you need to really explain what it's like when they're working with you. Um, let's see. Show that you're not just in real estate, but you're a resource to anything, right? So not just buying and selling, but hey, um, This is where your value can be added a little bit more with all the vendors and other businesses that you partner with. Start working on creating a list of those people so that way you can give them business as well, whether it's like not just home warranty, but it's like a remodeling company, it's AC person, all these different vendors that are kind of attached to real estate. Build that vendor list, um, build those relationships with other businesses as well, because if you're bringing them business, that means they're going to bring you referrals and business as well. Quick takeaways from this is use flow to guide your weekly content and mix. 100% use it. Like I said, it's helped many agents to close more deals, or sorry, it's helping a lot more agents to generate more leads that lead to closing more deals. Um, Rotate between all four, right? It doesn't have to go in order. It doesn't have, you don't have to just focus on one, focus on all of them, because this is just kind of, it's going to help you be more presentable. I promise. People connect to people, mix business with authenticity. 100%. When your content stays in flow, your marketing becomes part of your rhythm. And when your marketing has rhythm, your business stays in motion. Alrighty. But that is pretty much all I have for you in regards to this presentation. Just remember the key takeaways today: believe in yourself, focus on connection, not perfection, be consistent. Be consistent. That's huge. Be authentic, and when you provide clarity, it closes more deals, or it closes and you sign more buyer broker and you sign more listing appointments. I promise you. Challenge you, pick one mindset shift and apply it in your marketing this week, because the goal isn't to um, do more. It's really to make this more of a simpler process, and it's to think better about why you do the things that you do and why you post the things that you post. Um, and just like that, the right marketing partner or any other business development here at Landmark can really help you grow your brand and provide some insights to you. And I like to say this very confidently. The value in the marketing that we bring here at Landmark is just an addition. It doesn't supplement all the things that you need to be doing to generate leads. We're just here to provide, to put the icing on the cake, right? To help you come up with that strategy. But 100%, you are a business owner and you need to be 100% responsible for the things that you do to really cultivate and build that business. But we are always here to support you 100%. Um, the right title partner helps you definitely close with confidence. Send us your escrows. We're here and we can't win if you don't win, so we'll win together. With that being said, I just want to just share some of the upcoming events that we have. So this is a pretty popular class, I was told. Cy Porter is a home inspector, and just with everything that with our market, I think it's important to understand the concept or some of the things that some of our vendors or partners are seeing throughout the market. So definitely don't want to miss this Friday, October 10th over at We Serve on the West Side. West Side. And then we have a same day, October 10th, a creative financing class. Um, this one is going to actually be at Cross Country Mortgage up in Phoenix. Creative financing is a great way to offer different types of solutions to your clients. I have agents that, especially when that huge uh, interest rate flip happened from COVID to when it spiked. Creative financing was really hot, and I think it's always been attached to what we do. But it's just a great value if people don't understand exactly how you can take this approach. This is a really great class and an added value to your business. Navigating divorce transactions. This is a CE class on October 15th with Renee. This will be at our Arrowhead office in the training room. Definitely don't want to miss out on that one. And then we have a real fun day, October 22nd. I will be your videographer that day. I will help you get comfortable in front of the camera. Um, we will provide scripts, but forget scripts, just be you. Let's record some videos and let's make you visible on social media. October 22nd is the day, and it will be up in Scottsdale. That will be a good one. And then October 23rd, we have a broker open. I call it the Content House. This is an opportunity for you to get in front of the camera, showcase this beautiful listing that we have on the market right now that we partner with. The agent is Bridget Alvarez. And so what we're going to do is we're going to provide you a video of the property, but you will be introducing the property. And we hired Ride the Wave, a media company that I love working with, that is just going to make a beautiful video for you to showcase. And it'll be very highly presentable, where if you want to run ads or boosts, we could definitely show you how to do so. So be there October 23rd. All these classes, make sure you sign up for them. But with that being said, shout out to our team. I know I took way too long. Shout out to our team: Beth, Keith, Mary, Megan, myself, Patty, Renee, Raylyn. You guys are the heart to Landmark, and you guys make our businesses go around and bring in escrows. Couldn't do it without you guys. And then just our team delivers with intention, integrity, and excellence at every step of the escrow process. We're more than just transactions. We build trust through precision, clear communication, and elevated service. From the first contact to the closing table, we remain professional. We are 100% reliable and very exceptional. If you want more referrals, from your clients, I promise you, we are your dedicated closing team. Send us your next escrow. Thank you guys so much for jumping on Make Your Mark. Hope you guys have a wonderful week. Next week, we're gonna talk about the 7 levels of communication. I'm not exactly sure which level we will be on, but you definitely don't want to miss out. So tune in next week. Hope you guys have a great Monday.